Good morning. Oh, excuse me. I had to wake up. Gosh, how was everyone this morning? Well, good morning, bedtime clown. I've not seen you in forever. Happy holidays to you as well. So we will wait till the room gets a little full before I explain my title. So I found the coolest thing. Now, why did that go off? I found the coolest thing. It's called Christmas guitar music by the fireplace. So you put it on your TV. It takes up the whole TV, so we can get the fireplace. It's got some nice, it's classic guitar music. They just use guitars to play the Christmas music. I don't have a fireplace in my home, but I guess every time I have to let's sit by the fireplace and we'll sit next to the TV. About as good as I can get. There was some questions asked of me yesterday, and in this stream, oh, gosh, I'm so sleepy. Questions were asked in this stream, and no one's coming up on panel yet. Um, there were questions asked in this stream, and then a few questions were sent to my DMs. And so I did some investigating of my own, my own. And because I wasn't going to take anybody else's word for things. So I'm going to give my opinion of everything, and hopefully everybody don't walk out. But we'll know shortly. But no one's coming on panel right now, and that's why I speak. And after I speak, after I say what I have to say, then I will put the link out, and people can come on panel and agree, disagree, tell me off, tell me they love me, tell me off, whatever they want to do. Well, there's 7 in here. I'll start part of my thing. So the questions was asked yesterday. And then they questioned me on Rick Crew. What I thought of Rick Crew's mouth when it comes to making statements about raping women, raping children, and elaborate on and on and on. because of the fact, I think it was, because I kept saying, he may be a pig, but he's still a human being, and I want the best for him. Those were my statements. Now, everything I say is my opinion and my opinion only. Those were my statements. Well, people wanted to keep telling me what a pig he was, and did this and this and this. Certain aspects of him being a pig, he's a pig, I didn't know his father. But when I went through going to his stuff and I started looking and listening to some of his stuff, yes, I know what he said to Bertrand. Yes, I know what he said here. Yes, I know what he said here. He told me he's coming to Ohio. But okay, I guess I blew it off too much. I don't know. But I was listening yesterday to the man. I'm not even gonna call him a man because he's not a man. To the person in Mercury. And first of all, he is a pig for not taking LGF on her offer to help him with those dogs. Because the statement is made, he don't care. I found the statement. He don't care if they shit all through the house and blah, 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 blah. Well, there's a pig because LG could help him with them dogs. And them dogs should be properly taken care of. Not walking in there and shit and all this other stuff. Whatever the case may be. So that, according to the pig. Then I was still looking. And we're not talking in the past. In the past, what he said to Bert. What he said to Bert does not negate, does not wash away what he said to Bert. We're talking about now, in the present. The man has a half-dead foot. We're talking about now. And I found a stream that he has on his channel of Lady Guy talking. I'm no Lady Guy fan because Lady Guy wanted to run me over with a bus. So I'm no Lady Guy fan. But he's got Lady Guy on his stream. So then periodically he's narrating it. Well, he doesn't like some of the things Lady Guy is telling him. Or they saying about him. That he's going to lose his foot. He's sepsis. And he's an idiot and all this other stuff. He doesn't like that. And his first go-to is he's going to Arizona to rape her, a family member. That is his first go-to. I don't like that. So after listening, I listened to something else. I've been listening to some of that. Now, people say, well, Sydney, he said that all the time. Okay, he has, but my thought, and I just don't like it, but he is laying in the hospital, and his first go-to is rape. I don't like that. I don't like it. So, me thinking he's a human and blah, 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 I don't know, maybe I don't anymore. Maybe they need to cut his leg off. Cut his tongue out. But see, that's just the nastiness, not the nastiness. That's just vindictive, I guess, side of me that says that cut his leg off. And cut his dick off. Cut his tongue off. Blah, blah. That's just the nastiness of me, I guess. I don't know. I normally wouldn't say that about a person, but when that's your first go-to, that bothers me. Now, the other questions I kept being asked over and over and over was about, um, hey, Richard, was about, Brett. Okay. First of all, this is all my opinion. These questions were asked of me, so I'm just responding because I was asked numerous ways. First of all, the Brett Page situation to me is different than the Connie boss situation. Now wait, don't everybody start yelling at me yet. Don't everybody start leaving. So they just wait till I finish my speech. Um, Connie boss situation is different. Okay, let's go with that one. Connie and boss live within minutes of each other. Do I think Connie has the thought process to go kill her? I don't know. I'm not Connie. But I have thought, I did think last night, I did think that you told someone, meaning me, told someone that I don't like the idea of people making Connies and being followed. Because in my opinion, that's going to get somebody hurt. Not because, only because I say this, because of the fact that if somebody gets so paranoid and keyed up, they could turn around and grab the first person, whether they're following them or not. My opinion. I'm no doctor, I'm no policeman, my opinion. But the Connie Boss situation was different because they got so close to each other. I don't know Connie's mindset. Um, and it has nothing to do with, so she did what she had to do. I'm not saying I'm not saying I blame him because he's so close. And saying that it was unprotested and stuff, that's not Boss's fault. Connie had the right to go, had the reason to go. Connie had all of that. So, it's my opinion. I mean, you get court papers and they give you the ability to go. And once you go, you're there. You're there. Then we get to the Brett page. I don't know why they came in here asking yesterday, but they did. They did. And a lot of times I didn't have a real defined answer to them because I just didn't have it. To be honest, I hadn't thought a lot about it. I know it was taking place, but I just didn't sit around and concentrate on it. But I listened to a lot of the settlement. I don't listen to all of them, but I listen to a lot of them. I listened to 80%. So I had to go back and do some digging for myself for a statement that was supposedly Brett and a couple other statements. Now, Brett did. Yes, he did. It was said in here yesterday. Brett did say he would have sex with Paige while she was driving. That statement was made. Teresa said it. I didn't have a response because I didn't know it had been said. A couple other people said no, he didn't. Yes, he did. That statement was made. Now, then we go to the fact that they are states away. Them being states away. It bothers me a little bit. People that go to court over words. That does bother me. But when it gets to the point that the statement was made about sex when you're driving, I'm not saying that again because I don't want that. That bothers me even more. Do I put Brett on the same level as do I put Brett on the same level as Rick Crew? No. Because I don't like that statement. I don't like that statement. So what are you talking about, Dustin? So I don't put him at the same level as Rick. But to be honest, in my opinion, and this is my opinion only, because just that one statement was made, what Paige has to do to make Paige feel comfortable is Paige's decision. Because of that one statement, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. First of all, I should keep my mouth shut, other than this time. That. Paige has to do what makes Paige feel safe. States away or not. Well, there's states away, and she does this, and she does that, and he does this, and he does that. Everybody has to do what makes you feel safe. That's just it. You have to do what makes you feel safe. If she feels safe going to the wall, that's her decision. That's her. If you've ever been raped, um, you might go to the wall if you go on opposite coast, New Jersey versus California. Your pick. Um, I'm kind of disappointed that Brett made that statement, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut about what Paige did by going to the wall. Because now, officially saying, Paige has to do what Paige makes her feel safe. Now, Paige is no innocent angel. Paige is just an unreasonable about it. Paige and I got into it lately. Trust me, I'm not sipping for Paige. But the question was asked me what I thought and what I think. What I think. Boss Bitch did what she did to make her feel safe. And Paige is doing what she's doing to make her feel safe. Stay to it or not. I mean, it's just the way I look at it. Stay to it or not. Do what you have to do to make yourself feel safe. Well, Cindy, did he really mean that? Did he this? Did he that? Whatever. The statement was made. That's all I know. The statement was made. And if you've ever had a man make unwanted advances, probably a person, you're not going to like it. So how you back on the internet? Yeah, it's totally. So, to all the people who came in here yesterday, I'm sure a couple of you are still listening. That's my opinion. I don't need any more DMs asking me my opinion because I'm nobody. Just because I talk on the computer does not make me anybody. And I try to be pretty good about letting people come in and say that what they want to say within reason. Within reason. But that's for all those who ask me. I'm sure some of you are listening. Well, that's what I want to do. I guess that is what I want. I'm sure some of you are listening. Some of you may not be listening. That's my opinion. My opinion. For you two, it keeps yelling you want this blanket. So I guess that. Hey, Ricky. Bedtime time. Hello. Terry. Hello. Richard. That's it. Ricky. Hello. So everyone has their own opinion on why. I'm not jumping into a situation. I was even asked if I've been served. I'm not sure what that means. But yes, I was asked twice yesterday. Have you been served? Am I supposed to? Well, don't know what that question means. Hello, friend and phone. Good morning. If anybody wants to take the link, they can. But I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion in life. I wouldn't have said it if I wouldn't have. And anybody that was here yesterday knows what happened in the chat. So I won't be on here long today unless people come up and want to have a conversation. Um, they said that either I was right or she did not think it was truth about herself. What do you mean truth about herself? And if she did it out of spite, if she did it out of spite, I'm not in her head. I'm just summing it up. She didn't do this out of fear. What truth is speaking of? Truth about herself. Like I said, I'm not simply for Paige. Paige and I've had our own issues lately. Is that better? Tell me if my audio is better now. That is my audio better. Okay, well, nobody's telling me if my audio is better, so I guess it is. No idea. I'm naughty, Ollie. Chicky, how's my audio? Okay, hold on. Okay, now how are we doing? How's my audio now? Ouch, it hurt. Okay. Dutchie, you stop yelling. Okay. Hello, Gen X. Did I already say hello, Naughty Yachty? If I didn't, hello, Naughty Yachty. Oh, now I gotta switch this over. Let's see if this works better. There we go. That's better. Now, hopefully the audio is better. But if it goes crazy, you'll have to tell me because obviously I can't hear what you hear. So, wait a minute. Cynthia? Whoa, don't fall down. Haha, now see if it's better. uh, that should be lots better now. I have to learn to turn things off when I'm done with them. Well, let's just say you were listening to me from a device that is about 15 feet away from me. It's probably why it sounded like what she said was in the bathroom or whatever. I forgot to turn something off. So all my stuff was going through that instead of through what I was holding. Crazy. Whew, I'm out of air today. So the link is there. Can't believe I didn't turn it off. Hello, I don't know how to say, so I'm gonna call you Pee Pee. I don't know how, Plobs. I may call you Pee Pee. Can I call you Pee Pee? That's not nice. It doesn't sound appropriate, does it? Does not sound very appropriate. Whew, I'm short on air today. I'm gonna need breathing treatments today. Well, it was um yesterday the high was 35. Today the high is supposed to be 60. Tomorrow the high is supposed to be 40. And all my allergies and everything is just all tore back up. Yeah, Naughty. What I had done is I had my big headset on, and I laid it down in the chair. Only I thought I'd turned it off, but I didn't. So it's got enough power it could pick me up, but not as very good. $25% beef and cheddar today, all locations. Enter the code Taco Bell blows. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Nadia, I'm in Ohio. It sounds like you're in Ohio. You don't have to tell me, but Ohio weather is wonderful. I like Arby's, but I don't listen to nobody on the internet. No East Coast. Yeah, weather's about the same. Yeah, except when it comes to snow, you get lots more snow than I do. I'm ready for snow, though, believe it or not. I'm ready. If it's going to be this flippin' cold, I might as well have snow to look at. Of course, all the people that go out in the snow don't don't probably want the snow like I do. Stop, kitty cat. Naughty, have you gotten snow yet? Oh no, I used to do that, getting one out of bed. Because she was a night owl, she'd want to stay up half the night and then didn't want to get up in the morning. It was cute though when she was little. She did kindergarten. Back then, kindergarten was only half a day. Well, she did the afternoon kindergarten, which worked really well. That way she got to do some sleep. Here comes time for first grade. She isn't adapting to getting up very well. She finally looks at me and as serious as could be, she says, "Don't they have just afternoon first grade?" And it's like, no, baby, there was no just afternoon first grade. You've got to go all day. Welcome to the next 12 years of your life. You're going all day. Oh, well, now cleaning off the car, that's the husband's job. Scooping the sidewalk, that's the husband's job. I'm spoiled when it comes to having a man who'll do all that. I'm a very spoiled person. Don't nobody listen to anything Arby's has to say because they're full of it. Unless it's just in their location, they're full of it. Because it's not around here. Because I checked, Arby's. You're going to come in here and make statements, I'm going to check. You're not going to come in here and make statements without me checking. Coffee. I started Dr. Pepper this morning. I didn't start with tea. Oh, excuse me. Forgive me. Always have. Well, we used to have this elderly, I call him elderly, neighbor. He was in like his late 60s, early 70s. He's not getting to be so elderly since I'm getting close to that. But he would love to play with his snowblower.
And he would get up and go out and do half the street just so he could mess with that stupid snowblower. So for those few times, my husband wasn't going to complain because then he didn't have to shovel snow. That guy loved his snowblower. Yeah, if my husband was traveling, I'd be paying someone to do all that. I'd also be paying someone to mow the grass. I don't mow the grass. God's favorite soda is Dr. Pepper. That's easy. I've never mowed grass since I got married. As I said, I am spoiled. When my husband had his knee replaced, some guy next door or two doors down, he wanted to he was going to come up and mow the grass because we had like one more mower to do. And he said, I really want to. He said, but your husband's so anal about his yard. He said, I don't know if I'd do it right. I said, you forget about him being anal about his yard and just mow my grass, please. He doesn't mow his grass straight across like the average sensible human does. He mows the grass at an angle. You can watch all the strips at an angle. Then the next week, he will mow the grass at the opposite angle the other way. Then the next week he'll mow back at that other angle. Done it for years. He's got to mow the grass at an angle. He says it makes the grass look better. Don't mow grass, smoke grass. I don't smoke grass. Never have. Never have. That's all I leave for you, Richard. I did tell someone that I could go back in the woods and get all these little. He doesn't want to look at. Now we have a new neighbor that's right next to us, and he's like in his late 20s, and we end up mowing his grass half the time because it makes your house look crappy. This kid just won't do it. This kid won't do nothing except work and play games. He needs to get off that television playing games and take care of his yard. Well, what I started to say is I told someone I could go back in the woods, get all some of those weeds, make them whatever, and then I could sell that as marijuana. People would be smart. I'd have to get someone who's already high, but I got enough weeds in the woods. Trying to start a business. I wouldn't really do it. Sound like a good idea for the moment. Normally this is the type of year when I get to go walk in the woods because all the greenery's dead and everything. But they didn't mow a path in the woods. So therefore, what used to be the path is almost knee high. And I'm not walking through that crap. So guess I don't get to walk through the woods. Because a lot of the animals are bedding down for the winter, so a lot of the animals I don't have to worry about. Coyotes don't really bed down for the winter, so I have to worry about them. And then deer don't. Oh, the one time we was walking in the woods, and I have my little dog, and so the dog must not have paid attention. All of a sudden, come charging past us is about 4 deer and just come boom, flying past us. It's like, oh my goodness. Because you can't hunt in our woods, but you can't hunt in our woods, but yet they hear the guns from other areas, and that still makes them run. That's one reason I like snow at night. So you can get up in the morning and you can see the footprints in the snow and figure out who's been up walking through the yard. I mean, you can tell a deer hoof print versus a dog hoof print. You got a dog hoof print, that's basically a coyote's in the yard. I don't know what "know you" means. Yes. Can't you guys? We're into gun season. We have 1 week of guns. Other than that, we've had bows for months. But is it this week or next week? This might be the week. We're into gun season, 1 week. You know, I was reading an article that in Ohio, um, deer used to, hunters used to get deer a bigger percentage by guns. But the last couple of years, the bigger percentage has been the bows. We've got pictures. My husband was at work, and here just walking up into the driveway or the parking lot is this little deer. No mama around, no nothing. Just comes walking up. And it's just about close enough that it almost will let you touch it. You can never hunt. Well, how do you, if you can never hunt, then you can't eat no more hamburger, you can't eat no more chicken, you can't eat no more steak, you can't eat no more. Or you just mean you couldn't do it. Oh, well, then I'm coming to your house. I need some venison hamburger to make some beef jerky. Get someone else to do it. The first time I ever shot a rabbit, um, the first time I ever shot a rabbit, it was a little unnerving, but how you eat, it's what you got to do. The first time I ever did the shooting. Are you seriously allergic to grass, or are you allergic to grass when it's time to go hunting? I just got a bunny. Well, if you just got him, then I would keep him. If he gets so old, you want to eat him before he gets too old and tough. You know, we're thinking our dog is allergic to grass, but in order to test him, it's all this stuff like you do to test a human, and I'm not testing him. We're testing her. I'll just give her allergy medicine as if she is allergic to grass. Then for dogs, I'm sure it's not for chicken. For dogs, you can put the bathtub and put their feet in water and baking soda, and it takes off some of that itch they feel. Because she'll lay and just lick her feet till they're about raw. You poor bunny. I won't shoot your bunny. We growing up, we raised rabbits, so there came a point where it was just time to put one down. Oh, and when we had to do that, my mother would have a fit. I'm not cooking it. I'm not cooking it. I'm not cooking it. I'm not cooking it. It's like, you're cooking it or we're cooking it, but it's being done. If you're allergic to grass for real, I've heard of people. I've never. How do you like go out in the summer? You can't walk through the grass at all. You got to keep your shoes on. Or I would die if I had to keep my shoes on in the summer. Freshly mowed grass under bare feet. That is heaven. Yes. Use it all. Don't waste it. Yes. We would even use the feet. I mean, I don't mean to be disgusting, but it's for some of you weak tummied. We could use the feet and clean them properly, and then you could turn them into lucky rabbit's foot or whatever. Now there's a guy up here who does the butchering of deer, and he will actually he boils it and he does all kinds of stuff to where he can save the hooves. So if you want a dog's hoof, um, if you want a deer's hoof for your dog to chew on, he cleans it and he knows how to clean it up like it's supposed to. Because he believes totally in you waste nothing. You have to have allergy pills. I'd have to take something because I couldn't stay out of the grass in the summer. But I go barefooted in the grass. We won't hurt your bunny. Tell us what kind of bunny you got. We'll stop talking about killing one. Tell us what kind of bunny you got. Did you get a? Did you get? Tell us what kind of bunny it does. Do you got a Lhasa Apso? Do you have a straight-eared bunny? Is it white? Is it tan? What kind of bunny do you have? We'll say nice things about your bunny. Yeah. Best thing to do is use the whole thing and let the dogs. Well, you can even do that with a cow. Doesn't have to just be a dog. I mean, a deer. You can do the same thing with a cow. It's white and black spots. Does its ears stand up or lay down by its head? Do they stand up or lay down like a dog? Stand up. And they just let it go. What kind of creeps are they? I'm glad you caught it. That's really nice of you to catch it. Sorry, I shouldn't call them creeps. I don't know them. Yeah, Naughty, they're really talking about how you should not give your um how you should not give your dogs any of those like raw hides, that you really need to start getting them that other stuff. They are strange. Well, that is really nice for 4 days. Chicky, that is awesome. Well, it's a great commitment to get a pet. If you want to go away, you got to find something to do with the pet. Um, it's a great commitment for that. I had made the decision, no more cats, no cats. When we get rid of this last cat, no more cats. I'm done with litter. I'm done with cat food. I'm done with cats. Oh, well, I got me a kitten now, so I guess I'm not quite done with cats. They can be more work than a toddler. That's right. That's right. We just had the little one we got now. We was going on vacation, so we have to find some place to put this dog. But they have to know, the people we put this dog with, they have to know that they can't leave the dog outside very long because the sun makes it sick. And I ended up putting in a kennel. A kennel, I knew the people because I didn't trust nobody would take care of my dog, right? Well, now let's not get carried away. 10 babies over an animal? Now, I think that's getting a little carried away, not 10 babies. Whew, 10 babies. I don't know if they, around here, I'll just say around here, there's two places that you can pay them to come out and scoop up the poop in your yard from the dog. Yes. Why would you pay someone to scoop your yard? Yes, you can pay them to come scoop your yard. I don't think so. But hey, nowadays you make a business, somebody falls for it, go for it. Go for it. Oh, so see, isn't that well? See, there's more than I know, but I just know around here. Yes, it's crazy when duty calls. Oh, that's funny. But there'll be people to do it. There for a while, I paid someone to walk my dog. I wasn't able to get out and walk the dog. The husband works too much. So I was like, well, gotta have something. The dog has to be walked. So do what you gotta do. Bedtime crime, I don't know who any of these people are. Are these people somebody that anybody knows? I'm not sub to a lot of people anymore. So I don't know half these names. Right now, I'm starting to get sick of YouTube. So yeah, it's the link is pinned. STL, do not start that with me. I know you was doing that in Game Over Twos. Do not start that with me because I have no idea none of that crap. So do not start that crap here. You save that for Game Over Two. I came in just about the end of all that. Um, okay, that's fine. Naughty. I came in just at the end of that, and you was driving Aussie Amanda crazy. Hey, Freeside. Aussie Amanda would have reached through that computer and strangled you. They could have. Or should we ask STL, how many species have you discovered? Not have we discovered. How many species have you discovered? I didn't see all of that video. I saw bits and pieces. I don't buy bits and pieces. A couple of them I bought, a couple of them I don't. Um, the large snake I do. The large snake I do believe there's been bigger snakes. But as far as what was there something about a huge pipe, not a python. What's those things that bite your fingers in the water? Wait a minute, I think. What are those things? Not a tarantula. What are those things? Come on, SDL. You're the species person. Is it a piranha? Does a piranha do that? Oh. Is that it? Does the piranha? Are they the ones that they were talking about? Were they talking about piranhas last night, Chicky, and then they talked about one thing bigger than a piranha? I'm a beautiful species. Yeah, some of those that's bigger I could buy, but some of those others I didn't buy. That's right. I went to get discovered. Now there's a place here in Ohio called Serpent Mound. And it's not supposed to be like as big as the mound is, but it's supposed to be from a larger snake where they got the impression of it. But there's a place called Serpent Mound, and you have to get up in the little tower so you can look down. And when you look down, it's all wiggly like a snake, and then it goes up to the mouth, and the mouth is wide open, and it looks like there's something round in it, which they say it's supposed to be an egg. But it is pretty cool. STL kicked me. But rather than to ask STL, rather than to ask everybody about what they've discovered, what have you discovered?
Hi, Cindy. Good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning.
Do I sound terrible? I never know how my sound's going to be at any given time. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I do. How many kids do you have?
2. I have my little one still, but she's in the car seat. Um,
Well, you said
so I
something
was,
about you said something about
yeah,
10
the bigger
babies.
one.
You
Oh
said something
gosh,
about
no,
10 babies. So
yeah,
I
no,
thought, well, how many does she have?
I would take 10 over a dog. I really would. Cats are a little easier, but dogs are so much work. Um, but But when we were talking, you had mentioned about the like the service that comes around and cleans up like the dog poop and stuff for people.
Right.
So this woman like locally to where I am on Facebook many years ago started this business when duty calls. So she just would like post on Facebook and stuff, and I guess people would hire her. Now she has like a fleet of trucks, a bunch of employees. It's like a huge business. It's become like an empire for cleaning up dog poop, and they charge by the minute. By the
I
minute they
heard they're
spend on your
expensive.
property.
Yeah, I've heard they're expensive. Wonder if it's the same place. She has to have gone nationwide.
I mean, she could have, for all I know, but I just, every time I see one of the trucks, I mean, they have some cars too, but it always has like the big magnet with the name of the business on it. Every time I see one, I just giggle because I just think, well, that was a clever name she came up with, certainly eye catching, and definitely describes what they do. But yeah, imagine cleaning up poop, build an empire, $1 million business. Should have thought of it.
Well, poop pays, I guess.
Well, yeah, people don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm not gonna lie. If I had a dog, I may hire a service like that because I don't want to clean up dog poop. I'm gonna make my kids do it, I guess, but I don't. I just. Ugh.
Well,
That's
it
why I think.
must. It's got to be the same place because I just looked it up, and duty calls is what's in my area.
Really,
Yeah,
and that's not. Yeah, and we're not like we're close, but not that close. So she really did expand.
yeah, duty calls, and it serves my address. Yep, it does. It serves my address, and it's called When Duty Calls.
That's amazing. Yeah, like I
It
said,
must really be good.
you can potty train children. You can't potty train. I mean, I guess you can housebreak an animal, but you still have to clean it up. Whereas at least with children, you can put them on the toilet and flush it down.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Well,
And
I Some people will pay it, I guess, because that's the name of it here is duty calls.
Yeah. Does it say her rate? Does it say like what the rate is, like how much they
No,
charge per
you have to
group?
get a quote. It wants you to do something to get a
Ah,
quote. Well, they
yeah,
probably want
because
to know
they.
the size of the dog because that'll
Yep,
tell
I
you
was
the
just
size
gonna
of the
say
poop.
that will definitely make a difference if it's a little dog that does little poops or a big gigantic like I don't know what's a big dog, Saint Bernard or something that does
Yeah.
gigantic poops.
Well, I've got a lab Rottweiler mix, and sometimes I swear her poop is as big as my little terrier.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a big dog, Cindy. Rottweiler Lab mix.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a big pup. I mean, I don't mind like other people's dogs. I just don't want them in my house. Like, my sister-in-law's dog is like a person. Like she literally brings the dog everywhere. Like I'm not exaggerating. This dog goes on cruises with her, flies with her. It's like I think it's one of those like dogs that you get the little tag for that you can bring everywhere.
Right.
And comes to dinner like Thanksgiving dinner. The dog was there, you know, and I don't mind like the dog around, you know, for a few hours. I just don't. One time I had a pet sit for like a couple days. It was an adventure for me. I had to put like I was chasing the dog around. I was like putting sheets down. I'm like, okay, I didn't want the dog on my furniture, so I'd be like, no, no, you can't lay on my furniture. But then I would feel bad when like the dog would look at me, and I'd be like, okay, and then I'd be like running around putting sheets on things so it could lay on them. I just can't. Too much anxiety.
Well, some people can't also because of their hair. Because no matter what happens, you're going to get dog hair.
Yeah, unless I mean there are. I don't know if this is true. You tell me because you probably know way more. Um, Supposedly, but this could just be something my husband says because I'm sure he eventually would like to get a dog for him and the kids. But that there's dogs that like don't shed or they're like hypoallergenic or something. I'm like, listen, I'm never
There's
getting a dog, but
hypoallergenic, yes. Yes, there is hypoallergenic. Now, as far as don't shed, I'm not sure.
yeah.
But
So,
there is hypoallergenic.
well, a hypoallergenic dog sounds like a dog you would have to go like and get fancy. Like if I was ever to do that, I would go to like the rescue or the pound where there's like a dog that needs a home, not one that's being bred to be special and not
Okay,
have hair.
our dog lady just came. She says a Labradoodle. Does it not shed or it's hypoallergenic, LG? LG will tell us it. LG will know if there's one that don't shed. Yeah, I know there's hypoallergenic ones, but I don't know nothing about ones that don't shed. I guess we're getting ready to learn
Oh,
now.
I'm so happy LG's around. I thought LG was taking a break. I'm so happy she's here. I can't see chat or anything, but I know
Yeah,
she
she's
knows
here.
she's a
She's
dog
here.
expert.
She just said Labradoodle, so both.
Oh, interesting. And they're beautiful. Like I see them around. Like people have them. They're a really cool looking dog. I will say that.
She also says a Wheaten Terrier.
Wheaten Terrier. Are those the wire hair ones?
I don't know. Is that one of the wild hair type, LG? Now I've got a Norfolk Terrier.
Is that little?
17 pounds. And he sheds a little, but not a lot. But he does shed a little.
Yeah, but I mean that's reasonable. We all shed a little. I shed a little. You should see my shower when I get out. I mean that's the reality of it. Um,
Right.
but like some dogs, like I feel like the Goldens, like you know the Golden Retrievers. Oh my goodness! Just after Thanksgiving, there was like, so my sister, you know, in-law was there, and there was like in my corners of my like living room and stuff, there was like these gigantic fur hairballs. Like how the heck did this happen? They were just
Now,
here
see,
for a few hours.
my lab sheds, and I never realized how much she shed until she kept
Mm.
wanting to lay on this one bed. It had a light covered comforter on it that I could see. Ha ha.
Yep, that's how I guess you find it. Kind of know. So sometimes it can be hidden, but then when it's on something, it's so obvious. Did you have a
LG,
nice Thanksgiving?
LG says her lab sheds the worst.
Oh, yeah, because I feel like labs. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're like short hair dogs. Like you don't typically see labs getting like groomed and their hair getting cut. Like I know they get groomed, but whereas like with
Right.
the Goldens, I think they can have their hair trimmed and like shave. I don't want to say shaved down, but I know in the summertime, if I'm correct, they kind of like shorten their hair up and stuff.
Now, see, that's one thing. When our Norfolk Terrier passes, because she's old, he's old, and I was to get another dog, I will never, ever, ever, ever get a dog, that has to be groomed again.
Oh, because that's a lot. Like especially some of those tiny dogs where I noticed like their eye, like the white dogs, the little ones around their eyes have to be taken special care of. Their coats because if they poop, it gets in. Like you have to watch the matting and all that kind of stuff. That's expensive.
LG says short-haired dogs sometimes are the worst. Well, yeah,
Interesting.
I could
Interesting.
I would pay $50 every 3 months just to groom him.
Yeah, I mean that adds up. And then like the medical, like the veterinary costs, like that, and the food, and like then if you have a dog, like one of my girlfriends has this little like I think it's a miniature pincher. Like it's little. He feels like you're lifting a feather. Like he's so light, but he has like all these allergies, like nutrition allergies, and she's got to get all this special food, or he ends up with these horrible like skin rashes, and he scratches. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so much work. Like I have enough trouble keeping my kids alive. I can't do that. That is just sounds like a
Sometimes it
nightmare.
is. I've done
It's
this too right now with my lab has a hot spot.
Yes, that's what I think she called it. Actually, now that you just said that, it's like an itchy spot or something, like a
Yeah,
irritated red spot. Yeah.
he does.
Mm-mm. Maybe it's the change in weather. I feel like people get eczema this time of year when the weather changes. Maybe it's similar with animals.
Yeah, I'm not sure because hi, Weird, thank you. Because I've never really had her have a hot spot.
Mm.
LG says I have 5 dogs and one's for sale. Still easier than kids.
No way! I'm going to challenge LG. They are not easier than children. I would take the 10 babies first. Um, Cindy, did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
We did. We had a very nice Thanksgiving. We just
Oh, good.
we had our meal, and then we just sat around and he watched football, and it was just a day
That's
for him to
good.
relax.
Yeah, that's nice. And everybody, when you can just hang around and do nothing. Do you do anything for Christmas? Do you travel or stay home?
Oh no, we'll get with some family at Christmas, like on different days.
Oh,
Depending
yeah.
on depending on when who's doing what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always feel like from Thanksgiving, like right before Thanksgiving till New Year's Day, it's like just a mad rush. Like it's just
Right.
something I feel like every weekend, and then like after my last, like my youngest, I made like the rule that like we stay home, and anybody that wants to come over, we will feed them, we will host them. They can hang out all day if they want, but we are not. I'm not packing the kids up and trucking all over. It's just too much.
I remember when we first got married and our daughter was little and both sets of parents were alive. Then you had to go to this family's and then you had to go to that family's and then you had to make sure you saw grandma's
Oh yeah, oh
and
yeah.
now
I remember that.
people have passed on and now I'm the grandma.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now everybody can come to you, right? So I don't. My dad. We don't have any grandmothers on any side of the family. So the and um, my dad is pretty. He's kind of like a wanderer, so to speak. So he doesn't want to do things at his house, so he's happy to go somewhere, somebody invite him somewhere. So it's easy just to have him here. But but I remember as a kid, like every year, like one grandparent on Christmas Eve, one grandparent on Christmas Day. Then my parents' friends go into their houses, and like all you wanted to do was get home and play with your new stuff, right? And then I kind of decided I'm not going to do that.
Well, see, there's advantages to both. If you have everyone come here, then you don't have to do the traveling. But you have to
Exactly.
wait. But you have to wait for when they leave.
That's the kicker. Yes,
But if
and the
I go to
cleanup.
somebody else's house, I can just leave when I want, and I don't.
Yep.
So it's a two-sided coin, really.
Yep, you hit the nail on the head because I thought about that too. I was like, okay, so if we do Christmas Eve early, I can have everybody try to get everybody out of the house by a certain time, get my kids to bed, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do. But
Well, my husband has some relatives that just don't know when to leave. It'll be midnight and be like, don't you want to go home? Aren't you sleepy?
yeah, oh gosh, no, I would put my foot down and tell people they have to go. That's how I do things. My husband gets so mad. He's like, you want to do everything at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? I'm like, yes, it's so people will be gone at a reasonable hour.
See, that
That's
would be
too
me.
early.
Yeah, that would be me. It's because I want them to LG, say something, please. I want everybody out at a decent time because I know he does have some relatives who just won't leave.
Oh yeah. Oh, I get that. My girlfriend had got me a birthday card this year, and I kept it because it's just so telling of how like I live my life, and I just thought it was so funny, and it was something cute like it's so nice to have everybody here. Or no, it says something like um, as she blows out her candles on her birthday, she's silently thinking, I hope everybody leaves soon. I was like, that totally sums me up. Like,
That
I don't
is.
mind having the party. I don't mind having a good time. I don't mind having people over and hosting, but I just don't want it to go on all night. Not anymore, at least. There was a time in my life where I loved that, and I thought it was great to, party and entertain and have people over. Now I'm just like, everybody go home so I can put my sweatpants on and flop on my couch, please. Thank you.
My mom had a little tiny dog. I got to think what it is. And if you were there like too late in the evening, it would just come down the hallway and just sit and stare at you. Just stare at you. Wouldn't stare at mom, it would just stare at you. Be like, I
That's
think the
so
dog is telling
funny.
us to leave.
Yes, the dog. That's a really good tool to have when you don't want to be the bad guy. You can say, "Listen, guys, you're making the pup really uncomfortable. It's time to go."
Well, with some of my husband's relatives, they was here till pushing midnight. They'd been here for hours. Pretty
Oof.
soon the cat starts walking around yelling. And they're like,
Oh,
what's wrong with the cat? And I said, oh, well, it would have been in bed with us a long time ago.
oh yeah. See, I used to never speak up, but now I speak up. I just don't. I'll just say, "Okay, let's wrap it up, guys," or I'll just Irish exit, and then my husband's stuck entertaining. Then he's got to deal with it.
Oh, yeah, I will. If I have to, I'll have to go with okay. What I do around the holidays, I will start saying, did you bring bowls for your leftovers? Let's get your leftovers, or if they're already in the refrigerator, let's get your leftovers bagged up. If I'm telling you to bag up your leftovers, you need to go home.
Oh, that's a good technique. You just reminded me. I want to look on Amazon and see if they have, which I'm sure they do, and I'm sure there's other places, but like the throwaway, like leftover things that I can order like a sleeve of. Because on Thanksgiving, I gave out, and I don't care, but I gave out all my Tupperware. And now I'm like left with
Oh,
very little
no.
pieces, and I don't mind it, but the throwaway ones are so perfect just to use on like the holidays and stuff. People can take them home and toss them.
Well, now, I don't know if they still do. You have to look. Walmart had, it's like a 72-piece set of those little dishes. I think it was from Glad, but they're all boxed up together, and they was only $11. So I figure if they take that stuff, and I'll never see that little dish again, I don't care. Hey, Zero.
Sorry, I was ordering that dog.
Hey, Zero. Hey, Boss. Hey, Bees.
Oh boy,
What's
it's very
LG wants
cold.
to know what's everyone making for Christmas dinner?
Well, I think Christmas Eve we're going to host, and my husband will do. We usually do lobster and steak, and then whatever sides he makes because he does all the cooking.
Lobster and steak. Wow, that sounds good. The steak sounds good. I've never ate lobster, so I don't know anything about that. My husband had said the other day, let's make homemade pizzas for Christmas. And I'm like, you're not making homemade pizzas for Christmas. I said, how about we have a ham for Christmas? But he wanted to make homemade pizzas.
Oh, that's so. My husband got the pizza oven that goes on top of the Blackstone. You know, like the Blackstone's like that flat black grill, and it kind of looks like a tabletop, and you can grill on it. You can do so much on it. Actually, it's really cool. It's worth every cent. Okay, honey, I didn't get your big one. That's the moment. But it comes with different attachments that do like different things, and one of the attachments is the pizza oven, and and it makes like it's actually really cool, and it works. It makes like to me, okay, Carol, it makes like a traditional like you. Well, I guess it depends how you make your crust, but it really makes it nice and like just crispy on the bottom, not all flimsy and floppy like some. And it's a really cool tool to have, or attachment, I should say, to have for the grill.
Well,
You can set it up right on your back, right outside.
People know my husband makes homemade pizza. He loves. He'll get out all the ingredients and he'll go to town. Somebody gave him, and I don't know if it's supposed to be a joke because I didn't press the situation. You know those big boards you see in a pizza shop where they slide the pizza in and out with?
Yeah, it's called the pizza pole. My husband has one too. Yeah, it's a pizza pole. Yep.
But the one they gave him is wider than my stove. It is huge.
Oh yeah, they can be really really big. I mean, if you can't use it, then yeah, you can't use it. But they make smaller ones. I mean, you can get one that's definitely like appropriate for a standard stove.
Right. Then it would be nice for him for that. But this one was enormous. And it was one of those things where you just smile and nod because you're not sure, that Christmas smile that you have to fake. And you have to do that because you don't know, are they serious? Do they realize this is wider than the stove? Is this a joke? It's something I could take down to the local pizza shop and tell them Merry Christmas.
That's so funny. You could say, "Here you go. I'm making a donation to the local pizza parlor."
That's right.
Now and in return, I would like a couple 3 pizzas a month, please.
Yes, my local one's Domino's, but they're all franchise now. What? Who's having 14 people? Is that LULD? 1 prime rib roast, 1 oven roasted turkey, and 1 fried turkey.
I'm not a turkey fan. I would take chicken any day over turkey, but I do like a fried turkey better than the oven roasted.
That's it. LG said she couldn't wait for everyone to leave. That's why it's just a two-edged sword. If you go to somebody else's house, then you get to leave when you want. But yeah.
Yep, and you don't have to do the cleanup. Oh.
I don't know if I would mind the cleanup if I don't know.
That's the worst part for me. There's so many like dishes.
Now there's this thing people make called that. Is it where they stick a duck inside a turkey and chicken inside a duck? Is that what they do?
Yep. It's called it's called a turducken. Okay.
I don't understand the point of that. What is the point of that?
I think it's novelty, and I think people will tell you, the people that do make it say that it like creates a lot of flavors and things like that. But I remember, I don't know if it was LL Bean or Cabela's. I can't remember, but it was like one of the catalogs, like when catalogs used to come to your house to order stuff. And I remember it would come right before the holidays, and they were selling those turduckens. It had to be Cabela's because, I mean, neither one typically sells food, but you could order this turducken to be delivered for the holidays.
Cause see, that's what it's just like. I can make all 3 without shoving them together. Maybe I'm just not. I don't know. John Golf's gonna make.
Thank you.
Oh, John Golf, you're crazy.
What's he making? Because I can't see chat.
He's just making his Tridanian. I don't even know how to say that word. Maid. He's gonna make his maid do all the cooking for him.
Ah, I saw LG's comment though about the 7 fishes. I wanted to do that, even though that is not our tradition by any means. So yes, I would be appropriating the Italian tradition of 7 dishes. Because I just love seafood that much, and I needed an excuse for my husband to cook 7 different types of seafood at one time.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that. What, you serve 7 fishes and that's supposed to be, what's the point of it? Let me put it that way.
So my understanding, no, I'm not going to even answer it because I'll butcher it. I don't know because I didn't grow up like in an Italian household. I think it has something to do with it, Jesus and the 7 fishes. I'm not 100% sure, and I think each fish represents or each type because it's supposed to be 7 specific types of fish. Okay, I know that there's like bronzoni, I think is the one. You have calamari or like an octopus dish. But I'm sure LG can explain it. I'm not 100% sure
Oh,
the
here
name, but I
she's
think there
saying
is some.
calamari, haddock, lobster, scallops, shrimp, etc.
Okay, so wait, haddock is one of them. Oh, I guess yeah, that might be what that B dish is.
Why do you refuse? She refuses to use tilapia. Why don't you use tilapia?
Oh, I don't use tilapia ever. We don't use tilapia in the house either. It's a really dirty
Why?
fish. So tilapia is a scrubber fish, right? So and plus the way that tilapia is farmed, even if it's fresh, but the farmed tilapia, put it this way, they use tilapia in Disney World to clean the fish tanks. So like
Yeah.
the tilapia eats the garbage from everything. So they're just not a clean fish. They're just not in my opinion, this is just how we are. And plus, my husband's a fisherman, and it's just, I didn't know this until I started dating him, and he explained it all to me. And then he said, well, he never buys it, doesn't cook it. And then I just stopped eating it because then I, of course, started looking things up. And it's just a dirty fish, basically.
I made it. It
It tastes
tasted
good. It doesn't, yeah, it tastes fine. I'm not saying it tastes bad. It's just not
a clean fish. But you know, I'm
clean
very
fish. And
specific. I'm very specific. I'm dogmatic, and I'll argue anybody. I must have a fish comes out of the ocean. I don't want no farm raised fish.
you
I'm,
want a farm raised fish, you're saying, or you don't?
I do not want a farm raised fish. Do not.
Yeah, no. Yeah, ideally, if it's just that things get so expensive, the fresh stuff. But yes, ideally, nobody wants that. But
Well, I know some people that think they say it tastes better if it's farm raised versus out of the ocean.
ooh, interesting. That's probably because they are put in an environment that is maybe designed to do that, but it's less good for you. Maybe I don't know. I agree with
I
you
don't
though. I would
know.
take fresh anything.
At the store, in the fish area, in the fish display,
Mhm.
they have their little stickers that says farm raised, wild caught, farm
Mhm.
raised, wild caught.
Yep.
I only want wild caught. If they don't have any wild caught, I'm not getting fish then.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I'm very fortunate because we have during the fishing season, if my husband's home or not at sea, or even if he is, they can still fish when they're out. I do have a lot like freezer stocks of stuff, and his friends are so kind when he's away, they'll bring me stuff too, so I just can throw it in my freezer, and that has really saved me this year with the cost of beef because when we were talking about before with like the venison and the deer, um, beef is so crazy expensive right now, and I have a ton of ground venison, and that's what I've been using for certain things that are easily replaced, like tacos, hamburger helper, you know, things like that, that you can just use the ground beef, the ground venison in place of. And it's really been a lifesaver because,
Now, some people, I've had someone who eats fish a lot tells me I'm crazy, but I'm not. A farm raised fish will shrink more when you cook it versus a wild caught fish.
interesting.
Get
I
you
don't
two of
know.
them and get you two of the same thing and watch it. A farm raised shrinks up. Wild caught will shrink, but not nearly as bad as a farm raised does.
I wonder if it has something to do with when they're farm raised, they are definitely going to have more certain fats in them. Doesn't matter if it's a lean fish or not, because they're not, the movement of the fish is decreased versus a wild fish that's constantly on the move and swimming and things like that. And it's living a different life than a farm raised. I wonder if it has something to do with the fat
Could be.
content. That's interesting.
The one thing I really like is I like shark. But
Oh,
you can only get in one place in this area, and right now it's $25 a pound.
yeah, that's crazy. I like thresher. That's the only shark I've ever had, I think, that unless I've had it and didn't know I had it. And I really like that. But I'm a big fan of like the white fish, like the white fish, like porgy and fluke flounder and halibut, things like that. Things that you can like fry and put in a fish taco. That's my
Right.
favorite kind of
LG
fish.
said she might go hunting this evening. Now, LG, are you in bow season or gun season?
Oh, I think we're still bow season for another week here. I don't know where she's at.
I can't remember if we're gun season now or gun season next week.
It might
It
be
might
next
be
week,
next
Cindy,
week.
because my husband will be home in 2 weeks, and he said when he gets home, he was taking a friend of ours and his daughter hunting, but they were gonna shotgun, so or whatever you use, rifle. I don't know what you use when you hunt deer with a gun, but whatever that was, they were gonna be using guns this time, not bows. So I'm assuming maybe it starts next week.
Um, LG said she's using a gun. She don't fuck with bows.
I don't like hunting. I have zero patience for it, and I'm like don't like the cold weather. I don't want to sit in one spot and sit still, and then I can't talk. And obviously, I love to talk, and then like, and then my husband sprays that stuff on him. That's I think it's pee. I don't know, so that the
Oh,
deers and
yeah.
stuff don't smell you. So I'm like, not for me, even in the blind. Um,
Yeah.
but I do love like the bow, like I like the look of it. I like when they're out back, like shooting the targets. Like I would do that. I think that's fun. Like that's cool. But I
Right.
don't want to do the actual work. And then you gotta find it. Once you shoot the animal, unless you have like a dog, I guess like a hunting dog or something, then you have to go chase it, find it.
Then you have to track it.
Yes, that's like too much work. No way.
Well, but this article I was reading where they were saying that, guns aren't as popular now as bows, they was also saying, and I don't know how much truth to it is that when you shoot a bow, the deer hears nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
boom, you can get it. When you shoot a gun, that deer is going to hear that before it hits him.
And it's gonna
You,
and every
you
other
have a
deer.
better chance of the deer running because
Yeah.
it heard it before it hit him.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then every other deer in the area, so you're gonna get the one and done. Which I mean, I think that's I don't know if there's a limit, but also I think like with the bow, it's like cleaner. So like whereas with the gun, you run the risk unless you're really talented, or I would assume really talented, and you shoot the deer just in the right spot. Um, because otherwise you run the risk of hitting something that causes damage to the meat, right? So like
Yeah.
if I like venison tartare, which I would only eat either from like there's one particular restaurant in the city that makes it, but also come on baby, but also there's like a butcher, but he does like the I don't want to say it incorrectly where they like dress down the deer or the pheasant or whatever you get. He can make it, but you cannot eat that if it's a gut shot. Like that could make you very very sick. So that's why I think I like the bow better too, because you get like it's cleaner. You're not running the risk of having like pellet in your meat or hitting like the liver, one of those organs that spill a lot of gook.
Yeah, and LG's explaining why you can't hunt after dusk. Is because
Oh,
you can flash a light and the deer will freeze, and then you're cheating.
LG. Let me ask you this: do you hunt? Okay, two things. One, do you hunt pheasant? And I'll wait till you answer because I have a interesting scenario for you if you do. Have you had pheasant before, Cindy?
No, not that I know of. No.
Tastes like chicken. It's not very good. I mean, to me, it's boring. Like, I mean, I guess you could dress it up and do whatever with it. My girlfriend across the street, she made soup with it, and it literally was just like old-fashioned chicken soup.
Well, see,
That's all.
the first time I ever ate the tongue of a cow,
I've
I
never had that.
ate it. I ate it, and before they told me what I had just ate, and it was really good. Now, had they told me ahead of time, I'm not sure I'd ate it. Just the thought of, oh, this is a cow's tongue. But by the time I ate it, then they tell me, and it's like, it's good.
Ah, interesting. I've never had that. My husband makes the like he has once if he does the butchering of the deer, he has the stuff here. And if he has time, he'll make like he's made the sausages, the brats. He's made bologna out of venison. He's made summer sausage, and then of course the steaks in the ground. Um, and I have to say that's something I probably a few years back never would have considered eating, but now I really enjoy a lot of it.
So
And
she
turkey, I think they
says,
do the turkey too.
what'd she say? She never has on the pheasant, I think, but she
Oh,
has a client give her pheasant meat, which is amazing.
yeah, it a chili.
What is white bean chili?
Yeah, what's that? Like maybe chick? No, that sounds
I mean,
stupid.
what's white bean
Not
chili?
chickpeas. What's a white bean, Cindy? I'm trying to think.
White
Not
bean, isn't
chickpeas
that
like
a
our cousin.
pinto bean? The pinto bean white?
Pinto. Is pinto white?
I
Or
don't
maybe like
know.
lentil, navy, lima. Like those are all white, right? I'm
Yeah,
about to
I
go
thought
look. I'm
that.
like
Depends
tons of
on what's a
beans.
white bean.
I mean, garbanzos are white too, but I can't
Maybe I'll
imagine. I
have
didn't
that
know.
for supper. I'll have chili for supper, but I don't know if I have any white beans. Depends on what the white bean
What's
is.
liver mush? What's liver mush? Do you
It's
eat liver?
poultry, chicken, no kidney beans, pintos instead.
Oh, okay. I like chicken liver like pate. When you buy the chicken livers in the store, you just mash
Oh,
it
I
up and make a
love chicken
pate.
liver. Our
Yeah.
local, our local chicken house quit selling livers, and I thought I would die because they used to make the best livers.
Do you just eat them like that, or do you make something with them, or do you do like a pate? How do you eat them?
They would just bread them, and you would just have little chunks of
Oh,
just bread them, and that'd be it. I could sit and eat just
bread.
a ton of them.
Oh wait, so you bread them and then drop them in the fryer or something, or the oil and
Yeah,
cook them that way?
yeah.
Ooh, maybe beans.
Liver mush is
Okay.
pork liver and cornmeal and dried. Looks horrible, and I
Fried.
refuse to try it. Uh,
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Oh gosh, I didn't know I was eating chicken liver. Like when I first had it, my mother-in-law used to make that every holiday. That pate and put it out, and I would just eat it on those toasted onion crackers. I forget who. I think Keebler makes them. Yeah, the savory onion. I just had to look in my drawer to say that with that chicken liver was like such a nice treat to have. And then my husband told me what it was, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I ate that, but I enjoyed it. But I don't know
now,
if a
see,
bigger
I
animal.
like beef liver. I like beef liver,
Oh,
but I cannot even cook liver, any kind of liver in my house, or my husband gets sick. He gets sick just at the smell of liver.
yeah. It's a definitely a distinct smell, unlike cooking anything else, I think. My mom liked liver and onions.
That's when I would only get it. When mom and dad would have it, I would go out there. I could go out there by myself and have it.
I think my father would literally eat anything. Anything you put in front of him, he'd eat and tell you it's delicious. He's just that kind of person. But that is the
Not think
one
like my
thing
dad.
he drew the line at. Oh, tripe? Oh, no, 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 no. I don't even know if I like it because I never had it, but I know what it smells like and I know what's in it, and I just feel like I am very
I don't know
adventurous when
nothing
it comes
about
to
it.
food. It's the lining of the cow's stomach or intestines, or stomach. I think it's stomach, and then they stuff it full of stuff. Oh no, 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 no. It's kind of like, isn't it like a little bit, or is it just the lining? The hadis is when the hadis. Am I saying it right? Is when they stuff it with stuff. I could be wrong, but
But
it's
see,
something like the.
some of this food you would eat as long but people had to not tell you first what it is.
Yes, yes, of course. I mean, that's the secret to success. Not know what you're
Yes, that's the
having.
way my grandmother was. You would eat it. Well, number one, you'd eat anything she gave you, or you'd get in trouble. Even if you were 30, you'd still do what she said. But she would feed you stuff. She's the one who fed me the tongue. She would feed you stuff and then tell you afterwards what you had just ate.
Hmm.
Because she knew that when you was at her house, didn't matter how old you was, she told you to sit down and eat. You said yes, ma'am, and sat down and ate.
Yeah, I made a mistake with my kids. I was too. easy when it comes. I mean, my little one's pretty good, but my bigger one is ruined for life. He's so picky, and I always made him what he wanted. I never like I was too easy when it came to that. So now he's like really bad about trying new things, and he's a vegetarian, but not like a vegetarian in a good way. Like he'll tell you he's a vegetarian, but he's like I call him a pastatarian because he just eats wants to eat pizza, pasta, mac and cheese, pancakes, waffles, that kind of stuff. He's just bread. Um, and he'll
LG
eat
wants to
fruit.
know if you've ever ate bear or moose.
I don't think I definitely never had bear. Um, Moose, I no, I don't. Oh wait, I might have had moose growing up. If my mom, for some reason, moose burgers is kind of sticking in my head. So I think we might have had it either when we were traveling or maybe my mom got them from somewhere. But I've had elk, and I enjoyed that. But yes, I could see where certain things like that can be really gamey.
Now, when you cook stuff, do you soak it in milk before you cook it?
Um, I will tell you. I cannot answer that because honestly, I don't cook. Like my cooking is very, very limited. I cook like a few basic things. When my husband's home, he does all the cooking and sometimes he preps for me just so that I can just heat things up and stuff when he leaves. He enjoys it, so he kind of took that responsibility over years ago.
LG
Um,
said she does the milk soak for deer. Yeah, I wouldn't eat a deer I didn't soak.
Interesting. I don't know if he did that. Maybe he does. I don't know. Oh, I had alligator once, but I had it in like a really sketchy place. So I don't know if I had it like if it was prepared correctly. To me, it just tastes like a chicken finger. It was like fried alligator pieces.
Well, a rabbit just tastes like chicken.
I never had rabbit.
It just tastes
I've
like a
never had
chicken.
it.
People just get all freaked out because it's a cute little bunny, but it just tastes like a chicken.
Yeah, I think we can equate a lot of things that end up in the end tasting like chicken. But the rabbit, you said that's interesting. I know the pheasant definitely does to a certain degree. I'm trying to think what other white. I've had ostrich one time and it was at a restaurant.
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Oh, a catigator. You know what, LG? It probably was. I don't even want to think about it. It was a very traumatizing story. It was not the place I should have been at eating anything. Never mind alligator. Let me see. Frog legs. Oh, I think I might have had frog legs once. Terry, I thought so. I've heard that. I've heard that humans taste like chicken. I think I've seen that before somewhere. Maybe it was on that. Remember that when that the doc? I don't know if it was considered a documentary, but it was like a movie based on a true story. Alive. Remember when that came out and how
What now?
like the movie? It was a movie based on a true story, Alive, and it was about the plane crash in the I don't know in the Alps or something where I think they were the soccer team or something, and they had to eat each other. They ended up eating each other to
Oh
survive.
wow.
Yeah, it was like a true story, and like that was like such like oh my goodness, it was absolute insanity at the time. I think it was in the 90s, maybe even late 80s. But
Terry, you've already been called a Nazi. You better be good. Terry says humans taste like chicken too.
I know I said before, I go, yeah, I've heard that, and that's what made me start to think about that movie Alive. Um, let's see, not frog, but escar. I love escargot. I really, really enjoy that. Made a certain way though. I've only had it a certain way where it's in like the puff pastry and they're in the little dish with the holes and you eat it like with the fancy little fork. That's how I've had it and it was very good. They ate the butt, right, LG? It was called Alive. They ate their cut front. The guy was dead. I mean, he died. Not they didn't kill him. He died because they were trying to survive these elements wherever it was. They were in the snow. It was
Terry
freezing.
said
It was
they
plane
ate the
crash.
pilot first.
No. Oh, the pilots. I thought you said private.
No, pilot.
Yeah, pilot. The pilot, and then they ate their friend. Yeah, they survived. I should look into that and do like a little follow up on that. Like, how are the people
Well,
today
now
that
what?
are learning
I've got
about
to
that?
look that up so I can watch the movie.
It's called Alive. Yeah, I'll see. Hold on, let me look on my thing real quick. I'm sure there's lots of movies titled Alive, but let me see specifically about this one. Oh, I have to
Franks
use
and
a
beans
different.
taken to a new level. Who do you decide when situation? Who do you decide we're going to eat you? I mean, is it? How do you get
I
to
mean,
be
it's
chosen to be next?
1993. The movie came out, and it was the crash landing in the snow. Oh, it was in the Andes, and you. Oh, okay, you're. I want to say it right. Your Ghanaian rugby team, that rugby, not soccer, had no choice but to turn to desperate measures to survive. Yep, Alive. Alive. Let's see. I'm curious who. I want to look at the cast because back
That's just
then.
what I want to know is that who? How do you get now? LG said you do paper rock scissors, and that's how you know who's next. But I'm not sure I could eat a friend. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could do that.
Well, I think this is how I kind of look at it. I think whoever died next is who they were going to eat, and I think when you are desperate and you are starving and you want to live, you will do what you have to do. Hopefully, none of us are ever in that position, but humans are kind of designed to survive innately, and that's why people do kind of crazy things to survive. And I think that's what happens.
Oh,
I
here
guess it
the
really depends.
pilot. Then Terry says, then the dead, then the weak.
Sorry, STL. Oh no. Okay, let's look. I want to see who played the people in this because I feel like there were some
Nobody's eating
pretty famous.
STL today.
Mm-mm. Nobody'd want to eat me. They'd be disappointed. I'll tell you that. Okay. Oh, Ethan Hawke was in it. Ethan Hawke, Josh Hamilton, there were a bunch of other people. I'm just looking to see if
I
anybody
suppose
was in
if
it.
you were desperate enough, but I would have to be pretty desperate to know.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course you would be. Of course you
I'm
would be.
going to LG for dinner. Anybody want to bite of LG for dinner?
Mm-mm. Yes, you would have to be at the brink of death and making the conscious effort to survive at all costs. And you don't even know because, I mean, I don't know all the science behind it, but there is a risk to eating humans, right? There's a risk to eating human meat.
I
And
would say.
yeah, and it's not. Um, mm, 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 mm.
Well, because
What
they
else?
have it now, they're stranded. I mean, let's analyze this. I like to analyze. If they're
Yeah,
stranded, they have to have a way to make fire because they can't eat a raw human.
of course. And remember, it was a plane crash, so I'm assuming there were supplies that survived the crash, right? The plane crashing.
I would probably.
Yeah, that's what, like, you know what I mean? Like, there had to be, it wasn't like complete, like, it didn't, everything that the accident didn't make everything dissolve into thin air. So there were still things that they could utilize. But let me see if there's anything interesting here. Group leader Nando tries to keep everyone's spirits up. There's a medical student with them, Roberto, diligently treats cases of frostbite and gangrene. And then it says there's a loose cannon, gradually loses his composure. Once all available foodstuffs runs out, the group faces a terrible dilemma. Eat one or more of their deceased teammates or die.
Now, LG, that makes sense. I would want to eat the most athletic first. The overweight, there's too much fat, and the skinny, there's not enough meat. But I guess if
Yes,
you're
that's a
trying
good
to
point.
survive, you're not analyzing it that much.
Yeah, but that's like the butchering science of humans, I guess. I don't know. Organs first. Yeah, they say organ meat's the healthiest.
Uh,
That's the truth. I mean, just I meant animals wise, not human wise. How did we get here, Cindy? How did we get here? We were
I have no
talking
idea.
about.
But I want to know
We
though.
were,
I do have one more. One. How would that? Wouldn't that mess with your psyche once you got home? Okay, they
of
survived. Good.
course,
But wouldn't that mess with that? That has to make them. That make me nuts.
of course
Nuttier
it
than
would.
I
You
am.
should. Oh, I'm gonna look into that and then I'll share it on a live one day. What happened to those people? Like, where are they now? Like, what was their lives like when they came back? I mean, outside the fact that they were certainly revered as like, survivors and things like that. But I wonder what now in 2022, what's going on with them?
Oh, in 2022, they'd probably be charged with murder. Who knows? Who
Oh
cares
yeah.
if you live? Some prosecutors gonna charge you.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Well, they weren't in the U.S., so they didn't return to the U.S. either, but I don't think so, at least.
Chicken hearts are a big snack in the Spanish culture.
Hmm.
Now, over in the Philippines, we have people who's missionaries. If you're like the honored guest, you get the head of the chicken.
Really?
Yeah, you get the head.
And you eat it? A head of a
Yeah,
chicken?
yeah,
So how is it like prepared? Like what is it just like you pick it off the like once it's cooked you just pick it off the bone or something? The skull
yeah.
or is it
It's pretty much my understanding. Let me say that they present you the head when you get there, and then it's just a dead head, and
Mm-hmm.
then that'll be your night's meal, and it's still like on the bone, and it's still a wig, and and you just have to eat it
Yeah,
off
yeah,
the
yeah.
bone.
Yeah, they'll prepare it for you. So you know what I found like so amazingly delicious? It made me think of it when you said head. Um, in the summertime, kind of pre-COVID, we did it maybe one time since COVID, but my husband and like his family and a big group of friends, they always did like an annual pig roast at the marina because we had like a space to do that. And the cheek, I know it sounds crazy, but the pig cheek, I forget there's like a name for it, gunqual, I think, or something. Gunqual. I don't know if I'm saying it right. That was the most delicious piece of meat I've ever tasted in my life.
Now, LG, I've seen documentaries on that where it's what they called was the Festival of Dogs in China. They go and they steal everyone's dogs,
Oh yeah,
but that's
Vanderpump
illegal
covers that.
now.
Yeah, yeah. If you look on like Lisa Vanderpump, which obviously if you don't watch reality TV, I don't expect anybody to know who she is, but that was like one of her missions was trying to get this Yuling festival like stopped. Obviously in China, and it's hard
The one thing
because of
I saw was
this.
so disturbing. You saw like this trailer. It had like mesh sides, like chicken wire sides, and there was so many dogs packed in there. The dogs couldn't move.
It's
The
so
dogs
sad.
twisted around each other. Horrible.
Yeah, it's really, really sad. It's really gross, sad, horrible. Like you just can't even imagine seeing that here, right? Like seeing that a car or a truck going down the road packed full of
But
animals,
see,
like
they don't. But see,
dogs.
that's where we go into things where they don't see animals like we see them, even a dog.
Correct. Well,
To them, it's we sponsored a little girl overseas, and they said the first thing they would tell you is do not put an animal in the picture that you send over there because they will not understand because they eat them. So if
interesting.
you're taking a picture with your dog or cat, they're not going to understand why you're doing that.
Hmm. I mean, I wonder if the reason that is just out of, and I'm just making an assumption here. I don't know this true. I've never been to China. I don't know much about China. If it's become something out of necessity, again, for the lack of resources, and there's just so many people. I mean, look at groceries here, how expensive they are just to keep people fed. Like, I wonder if that's why, like, the festival itself is disgusting, that, but if the eating of dogs, or is it they just look at it as like we look at deer? It's just a wild animal, maybe. I don't know.
Right. And parts of Indonesia, you won't find a dog because that's what they eat.
They wiped them out.
They will eat them. They just eat the dog.
Yeah, they've eaten them into exist, existence.
$5 a dozen. Are you serious? LG's paying $5 a dozen for eggs. Ours is like 3.29, not 5.
Perfect. Do you ever see like in Peru they eat guinea pigs? I always found that really, really hard to wrap my head around. Like, because I
They eat
hate
what
rodents
egg?
anyway. They eat guinea pigs. Guinea pigs. They like hunt them and eat them. It's like a thing. It's like a guinea pigs, like actual guinea pigs, those things people keep as pets. It says that
Yes.
they're delicious, very tender, and hard to compare to anything else.
If
Yeah.
you're hungry enough, you go back to the people. If you're hungry enough,
Well,
you'll eat
exactly.
anything.
You're right. You're right. I probably would take the guinea pig over a human any day. But I just like, to me, like any rodent, whether it's like, I know that there's people that like say like rats, for example, are super intelligent. People have them as pets. But like mice, rats, ferrets, guinea pigs, to me, they're all the same. Saying those words just now gave me get the tingles. Like it made me get the chilly willies. Like I hate them. It is my number one fear.
Iguanas, yeah, they eat iguanas a lot of places.
Oh yeah, Mexico, Aruba. Um, it's big there. Horse too. Horse in Aruba.
Yeah, they have.
Ugh, I hate squirrels.
I think in the United States they've tried to pretty much do away with the horse.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just another thing where I just am super uncomfortable with. I think horses are just so majestic and beautiful. Like I never could see them as food. Again, it's one thing if you're hungry and starving. It's another thing if it's like at a five-star restaurant. You know, it's just not my thing.
Oh, Boss Bitch, that's adorable. Boss Bitch just sent me a picture in Discord.
Oh,
It is so adorable. She's making the new logo for my company,
oh, nice.
and it's adorable.
Oh, she's very. Boss Bitch is incredibly talented.
So that I don't get in trouble with Dr. Pepper, she put on the name of it, Cindy Pepper,
Mm-hmm.
because the last thing I need is for someone to turn me into Dr. Pepper.
Oh, I Boss Bitch is making some things for me too for the holidays. I'm super excited.
Because, there's always somebody who'll turn somebody into the bigwigs. There's always someone who's going to.
Mm-hmm. All right, Cindy, I'm gonna jump down. I gotta get to work. I'm working from home today, but thank you so much for allowing me to come up and chat with you. That was really fun. I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you for coming up.
Have a good rest of the day and have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye. Bosford's that's adorable. The husband will like that. So now how many people's hungry or how many people is now sick to their stomach? You have to figure it out. Are you hungry or are you sick to your stomach? Starving. I'm hungry too myself now. I want something from McDonald's, but I'm trying to do good and not eat it. But I like those McGriddles from McDonald's. I really could use one about now, but I'm trying to be good. Egg McMuffin. Why is a McGriddle bad? More calories. Oh, well, yeah, they're more calories. But an Egg McMuffin doesn't taste as good as a McGriddle does. Well, I can eat my McGriddle and then I can be careful And then I can be careful the rest of the day as to watch my calories and to watch my sugar. I was listening to Rick Crude's stuff last night, and I don't know how many diabetics are in this chat right now. He is still holding fast to the statement. His sugar was 500 when he got to that hospital. I want to see that myself from a nurse, or I say bullshit. Bullshit. 500? No way. How many of you diabetics, if there is any, would be out with a 500 sugar? I don't agree anymore, LG. He's had enough antibiotics. It's not the infection talking. It's him being an idiot. He would be having a seizure. That's why I said he'd be in a diabetic coma. But he's had enough antibiotics. It can't be that it can't be that he's talking because of antibiotics, because of infection. But that's just my opinion. Terry, if you just want the flamingo, that's all you want. But I guess everybody's body does their own thing. Oh, I looked at that. The I'm out of here is because he's changing rooms. I thought that's what it meant too. It's because he changed rooms. At 500, naughty, Audie, you're saying over 1,000, and they're not out. They're sitting up awake and talking. Wow. Well, yes, LG. That's how he's getting people to watch. He can say he's not doing it for the money, but he's also doing it for the donations. My opinion only. It would be cheaper for you shopping. Very low blood sugar makes you. When mine gets low, I walk like I'm drunk. It's really hilarious. No, it's not hilarious. It's hilarious to some people who don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, I walk. I don't need stuff to walk on, or I fall when mine gets low. But mine is just diet controlled. Mine's just diet controlled. My girlfriend hit 700. She was out for a week. Boom, out. Mad people was watching Sally. You're probably weird. You're probably weird. You're probably right. Weird. People need to stop watching, but he still swears he hasn't had that MRI, and some people says he has. So, um, I don't know. I don't know. Like watching a train wreck. Just like when you go by a car wreck, everyone slows down to gawk. That was her second night in a row didn't want to talk to Golden. Did she really? I still wonder if she really thought Golden was going to go. Ace says, "Oh, hi, Ace." They said his sugar was 500, was over 500. That's crazy. It's crazy. I know when mine gets low, I walk like I'm drunk. When mine gets high, mine don't get nearly that high. But mine's diet controlled. If I cheat a little more in the morning, then I know I can't do nothing in the afternoon. I gotta watch. Was it yesterday or the day before? As anybody saw Connie's where Connie? Now this is on stream. I'm not lying, and you can go look it up. I'm not being obnoxious. Connie said that when Shelly was his friend, she was only his friend because she wanted to get in his pants. He has a high. I started to say he has a high ego, but sometimes I don't think he does. Um, I don't really see him as a high ego, but he must think a lot of himself. Yes, LG, he said it. She was only 9 she wanted in his pants. Hey, if that helps his ego, go for it, kid. um, maybe we should take up a donation and send him to Florida to here, Shelly. Here's your man. Or send Shelly to him. What? Last night he claimed Shelly played with herself backstage with him. She didn't deny it? Oh, now that's double gross. That is. I'm kind of speechless. And backstage, don't people learn? Don't people learn? Somebody is recording that. No way are you having a backstage without somebody recording it. Connie recorded that or something. Don't tell me. Come on. I know Zero. That's why I'm sending them to each other. She's getting a little too old for that, Terry. He's not. He's young enough, but she's getting a little too old for. All right, LG. Think about Connie and Shelly all day. That's why we did it, just for you. Well, just because if somebody says I'm not recording, the first one who says I'm not recording is recording, in my opinion. That was one of the things where Steph, I guess Bird did, well, I know Steph did just the other day. She busted 10th Man over some of this. You're not supposed to be recording, but then he wanted to record, and that's how they got Golden's conversation was from recording, although 10th Man said you never was to record. So I say, if somebody says they're not recording, they are. And backstages have no hands-off limit. They'll record backstage. I don't do backstages. When I shut this thing down, I shut it all the way down. See, zero, you're recording. When I close mine, I close mine instantly. Instantly. I'm not going to say nothing backstage. I'm not going to say right here to 21 people. The people on panel, if they want to talk, we're going to have to stay live long enough to talk here because I ain't doing it. Terry, I am recording. I'm not recording this. I am not. So I can honestly tell you I'm not recording this. But I will tell you YouTube is recording this. So see, there's a difference between, I know it's being recorded, but not by me. Come on, go through there. Oh, I think I fixed it. I might have fixed it. Letting YouTube do your dirty work. That's right. But then after mine, I love to delete it. That's too weird. But I love to delete it. I mean, sometimes I'll delete them instantly, sometimes a little bit, and I'll delete them because for some people, they really flip out if I delete, which I don't understand why. But some people really flip out if I delete it, and so therefore, then I don't like to delete it. If people wouldn't say anything to me, I probably wouldn't delete so many. But I love to aggravate people. I was put on this earth to aggravate people. Yeah. Oh yeah. I understand that if I shut down a channel, then everybody has a hard time refinding me. That's fine. That's my bad. But sometimes I like when people carry on because I shut down a channel, and it's like, you are only in my channel. This one person only in my chat maybe once every 20 chats. But boy, when I shut one down, they had a fit. And it's like, it's not your channel. I'll shut them down every damn day if I want to. But like you said, they think that they own it. I don't eat Dunkin' Donuts. I'd rather have my calorie McDonald's than a Dunkin' Donut. I messed that up. I think now I'll have a bowl of Lucky Charms. I can always find you on here. You should be able to find me if you know my name. But I'm not on here as much as It's time for me to take a break. I won't delete the channel. I won't delete the channel, but there just won't be no live streaming. In the mornings, y'all will have to go hang out with Connie because I won't be live streaming. The holiday grifting. What's that mean? I don't even know what that word means. What's grifting mean? You have to explain it. He spilled water on his phone. The hospitals currently have a poll going who's going to be the most non-compliant patient. Well, right now, Rick Crude is winning. Right now, Rick Crude is winning your poll because I'm not in the hospital. Oh, I'm not begging for people to ask me to stay because it wouldn't matter. If I was in the hospital, then that would be one thing because I'm usually a grump. Now, weird, I just gave $50 to Bedtime Clown, 25 to Yoda, and 25 to Connie. You just called me a moron. See what I just did? You should have told me that before I just made my donation. That was my Christmas bonus to these guys work. These guys work so hard to give out such good content, and they're giving out such good content, and so they needed a bonus. And if you believe anything I just said, you crazy. Yeah, usually putting in a bowl of rice usually does the job. Your content, if you think you're going to get me worked up over your comments about me being in the hospital, it's not going to work. Try again. Keep trying. I could show you my arms. They're black and blue, but that's not from being in the hospital. That's from hospital type stuff. And I wasn't a crybaby, so that means Rick wins. He's using my face as part of his live. He was having my face as his avatar. Is he going to make me have to strike him? I don't know. I'm not very good at knowing how this. I had to have Steph do it for me. I've got Steph to do me a favor again. Oh, you put it in private chat. Let us see what he's doing. Oh, my. Well, the only thing I looked at the picture Yoda's got, and I only have one thing to tell him. You're breaking so many YouTube rules, you don't even know it. He's breaking so many. Number one, he's using my picture without my permission. And number two, there's another number two in that picture, but you know. Well, I'll say it. I was in the beginning processes of a stroke. If you'll notice the side of my mouth, I know what picture he's got. I was in the beginning processes of a stroke. So now I have to strike him. So I'll have to figure out how to do it. So I've had someone else do it for me the other time. But this time I will strike him. Because they're stupid. Zero, simply because they're stupid. Because mainly too, they think they're untouchable. A lot of people think it's the internet. Nobody will do anything to them. Oh, it's the internet. They won't do nothing. It's the internet. They won't do nothing. This is not 1995, where they didn't know how to process and do stuff on the internet. It's 2022. They know full well how to work the internet. You will get arrested. So I don't know, because they're dumb. Who wants to keep getting arrested? But now he's got also got felony drugs. Now he's got this on. Ain't no judge gonna be happy about that. I don't know anything about Oregon laws, but I know Ohio laws. And in Ohio, this would put him on the sex offenders list. Um, I know around here. I know around here it would put him on the sex offenders list. That's messed up. There's a bus garage, and any offenders can't even live close to the garage. It's like, what do you mean the garage? It's where the buses sit and they work on. Doesn't matter. Yoda wasn't arrested. How are you, do you know this? Do you have proof I can put up? I was asking for proof that he wasn't. Come on, you would want him arrested if he had those showed those pictures of Mama. Is this a real raging Capricorn? Somebody? Well, where's your proof that he wasn't? Is what I'm asking. No, I think Chip would have more. I don't think it's the real Chip. No, no, I think Chip would have more than 7. Sorry. But I heard someone else yesterday say that he wasn't really arrested. Okay, if he wasn't, show where your proof is. Not where proof that he was. Show your proof that he wasn't. Oh, well, December 21st, all the doubters will find out whether or not it's true. So, well, I've been on here 2.5 hours. Guess it's time for me to get off here and do something constructive. Guess my first constructive thing is to go pull out my laptop and strike this idiot. So, but I have been on here 2.5 hours, so we'll call this a day, and Cindy will go strike Yoda. We'll see what happens. Talk to y'all later.